Well, it was August 2021 when we got this text in our WhatsApp groups that said Cisco is conducting a pan-India hiring through their Cisco Ideathon process. And at that time, I did not think that a company like Cisco would recruit students from a tier 3 college like mine. But fast forward to today, that is May 2022, Cisco actually did recruit 3 students from my college, one of which was me. It's been 4 months since I've been working as an intern in this amazing company, and because I got very little knowledge on YouTube during my preparation for Cisco Ideathon, hence this video is going to be about the entire recruitment process. So hello everyone, my name is Praddyumn and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. I know I haven't been active in this channel for the past few months, but just to talk a little about me, I'm a final year engineering undergrad and currently I'm working as a consulting engineer intern at Cisco. Now let's get back to the main point. So Cisco conducts a pan-India hiring from the last 2 or 3 years I guess, named Cisco Ideathon for recruiting students which are registered under Cisco networking academies. You can check with your college if it has one, because my college had one such academy, hence the students were eligible to participate in this competition. Along with this, the students also were required to complete courses from one of the 2 options, which was either go with CCNA plus Python or CCNA plus DevNet. And Ideathon basically had 6 rounds, out of which 2 are written tests. One is the video submission round and the other 3 are the interview rounds. All of them were knockout rounds. The first round, which was a preliminary test of 60 minutes, it had 3 sections: programming MCQ, aptitude, and for the 3rd section we had a choice either to go with advanced networking or advanced software programming. I chose advanced networking since I was confident in that after preparing the subject for GATE exam, and this section consisted of 25 questions on networking and CCNA, and it covered the basics of computer networks, like topics like subnetting and IP addressing. I don't know why they called it advanced. There were 15 questions on programming MCQ and 15 on aptitude. For the programming MCQs, the code snippets were provided and either we had to debug them or tell the output. I would say the level was easy to medium, and if you have the basics strong, you can easily clear this round. Now the second round was the video submission, which was one of the most important rounds I would say, since a lot of people do not take this round seriously, and this is where majority of the competition decreased in my case. We were provided with 2 problem statements, one of which was something like how we can use data science to leverage the customer experience, and the other one was how we can reduce the carbon footprint using the sensor data from cars. We had to make a 90-second video mentioning our approach and possible solution, for which I think I took around 12 to 15 retakes. As you would have guessed, I chose the first problem statement about using the data to enhance the customer experience, and I mentioned the existing approaches like how we get real-time recommendations on Spotify and Netflix based on what we listen and watch, right? And hence, in the similar fashion, we can implement data analytics to know when a customer is going to repurchase the same product based on his or her order history. So the main idea here is to keep your approach short, crisp and to the point, because within the 90 seconds of that video, you need to introduce yourself and pitch your solution as well. Now the 3rd round was a UR test, in which UR stands for University Recruitment. So if you reached till here, congratulations, you have cleared the Ideathon phase and now you are on the track for University Recruitment, which means it's going to be same for the on-campus and the off-campus ones. You need to clear this test to qualify for the interview. It contains 26 questions, out of which 25 are MCQs from DSA, DBMS, OS, CCNA, and then some other domain-specific questions like cybersecurity. And one was a coding question, which I do not remember clearly, but I would say it was of medium to hard level difficulty. I think the C++ compiler was not working properly that day, and I realized this at the end of the test, so I ended up coding it in Java, which passed only some test cases. Also, before this round, you are asked to fill up your preferences about the roles, like software engineer, site reliability engineer, consulting engineer, and business analyst, to name a few. Needless to say that you have to complete the coding question in order to be considered for the software engineer role. I was shortlisted for the consulting engineer position since, as I told you, that a few test cases did not pass. And out of 1700 students pan India who appeared in the UR test, almost 600 were shortlisted for the interviews. Now from here on, the interviews depend on the role for which you are shortlisted. There are 3 interview rounds: technical, managerial, and HR. Every round was eliminatory. My interviews lasted for 45 minutes on an average, except the HR round. In the technical round, I was asked questions heavily on networking, but the questions were not very tough if you're clear with the fundamentals. Some of the questions were like to tell about the functionality of each layer in the OSI model, what does the transport layer does, then uses of VPN, the difference between switch and a router. I could not answer one question, I guess. So you see, it's not really mandatory to know the question of the answer of every question, because what they observe is your approach to tackle the problem, even if you do not know the solution straight away. Now the next managerial interview was focused more on scenario based questions, but it was also revolving around technical knowledge. For example, one question which I was asked was, how would you explain to your grandmother in layman terms about how does the internet work? And then one question was, what would you do to protect your network if a harmful packet enters your network, breaching the firewall? And at the end of both these rounds, I was asked whether I had any questions, and you should definitely ask questions in this scenario. It can be anything, such as more understanding on the role for which you are being hired, or maybe take the feedback on any improvement which you can bring in yourself, but do not remain silent. Now in the final HR interview, do not think there is just an HR interview so I won't get rejected, because it's Cisco and they do check your communication skills, your confidence, and your ability to handle things, especially for my role which involves a lot of customer facing. You'll also be told your CTC in this round. At the end, a batch of 200 interns were selected pan India. After about 10 days since the HR round happened, it was an afternoon in November when I was sleeping, and when I woke up, I opened my phone and there was this mail saying, congratulations, you have an intern plus full-time offer from Cisco. And that, my dear friends, was one of the happiest moments of my life, since getting an offer from a Fortune 100 product-based company like Cisco was always a dream for me. Along with this, it was hard to believe this news, because this recruitment process was pretty long and it lasted for about 3 months. But the key point which landed in my favor, and which I would also recommend to you, is not to focus on the end result, that is whether you would get hired or not, but instead focus on every round individually whenever it is happening. For instance, if it's the coding and MCQ round, focus on clearing that particular round, because that is how I was motivated throughout this journey. And even if you fail to clear any round, try to figure out the mistakes and start to work upon them, because I eventually learned a lot of things during the interview preparation for Cisco, especially in the computer networks domain, which was also helpful for me in the other companies. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the whole recruitment journey. If you want to know more about internship experience at Cisco for my case, or the role for which I was hired, that is the consulting engineer, then do let me know in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to help you out, and so that I can make a separate video on that as well. Till then, take care of yourself and let's meet in the next video. Wait. A like, share and subscribe would mean the world to me. Bye bye.